friends, welcome to our next session. So let's recap whatever we have studied in the previous session, or understand what we have done in the previous session. In the previous sessions we have studied about the introduction of control engineering. Then we have studied about the concepts of automatic controls. In that, open loop and closed loop control system. Then the concepts of feedbacks. Then the very important, the requirements of an ideal control system. Now in this coming new sessions, what all we are going to study, that is in the part B. We are going to study here the types of controller, that is the proportional controller, integral controller, differential, and the blend of proportional and integral, proportional differential, and proportional integral differential controller, that is PID controllers. So these types of controllers are going to be used in different applications based on the ideal requirements of a control system for making the system stable. Okay, so mainly for solving any of the control engineering problems, we require to know in detail about these type of controllers. Next, so when we talk about solving the engineering problems, the engineering problems are based on replacement of a function of a time by certain frequency dependent variable. So hence, to make that job easy, what we require, we have to bridge the gap. So we have to know some transformation techniques or a transformation technique related to the time function to frequency dependent functions of various complex variables, and that is called as a Laplace transform techniques. So what happens in a Laplace transform techniques? So we take some real world problems. So those real world problems are to be modeled so that analysis and finding out their solutions becomes easy. For that, what is done is the real world problem is converted into a differential equation, either continuous or discrete. So here, after getting the differential equation, if we are going to get the solutions, or after solving that we get the solutions, and those solutions can be used for modeling. In some cases we convert those differential equation into an algebraic equation by using the Laplace transform. So Laplace transform converts those differential equation into a Laplace form, that is f of s form. After solving those equations, again they will be in the algebraic form, and those algebraic equations solutions are going to be converted back into using inverse Laplace transform, and then we are going to get the modeling. Such a transformation is very useful in solving linear differential equations. The transfer function of a system, which is heart of the control system analysis, is based on Laplace transform. So to understand more about Laplace transform and its technique, what we have to know is we are going to see one example. So in this one we can see the input variable is in a time domain x of t, and again there is a functional block, that is a transfer function block, that is converting the input to output, that is h of t, and the y of t is the output, that is equal to ht into xt. So all are in a time dependent. So this is time dependent. Here we can see the time dependent variables are converted with the help of application of Laplace transform into a frequency domain, that is x of s, and here you can see ht written as h of s, and y of t written as y of s, that is equal to h of s dot x of s. So here we see here that we have demonstrated how a time dependent variables can be converted into frequency dependent variables. Okay, so Laplace approach is one of the better approaches or commonly used approaches, and it pairs some useful properties with the inverse Laplace transform also. Okay, so what is Laplace transform? So definition of a Laplace transform, it is defined as below here. Let f of t be a real function of a real variable t defined for anything t greater than 0, then f of s can be written as or is equal to Laplace transform of small ft is equal to integration between 0 to infinity of f of t into e to the power st dt, where f of s is called the Laplace transform of ft and the variable s appearing here is the f of s is the frequency dependent. So here the variable s which appears in a frequency dependent may be a complex variable which may be having the two parts, that is, one is the real part and the imaginary part, and the imaginary part of this complex variable will be the omega, which has to be plotted in the frequency horizon. So to make our time dependent variables convert into S domain, so there are various tables available in the mathematics. So some I have selected here. So for independent variable like a small t, it can be written as small s. Signal representation like f of t, that is function of t, is replaced by a capital F of s. Then we are having the Laplace L inverse f of s, capital F of s, written as L f of t, that is Laplace transform of f of t can be written as capital F of s. Then a linearity equation like a f1 of t plus b f2 of t can written as a f1 of s plus b f2 of s. Then integration between 0 to t f of t dt can be written as f of s divided by s, or 1 by s into f of s. Then differentiation of f of t is written as s into f of s, and d square by dt square of f of t is equal to s square f of s, and d cube by dt cube of f of t is s cube f of s. So here what is done is the time domain is getting translated into S domain form. Then we are supposed to use the Laplace transform and convert into a transfer function. As you saw in the previous sections, you can convert a differential equation into a Laplace transform or a S domain function by applying the Laplace transform table. So here what will be done is any differential equation which is there, it is getting converted into S form or a S function by applying the Laplace transform table. Then we are rearranging the equation in the output S form by the input S form. Then that one we are going to call it as the GS function, or we call it as a transfer function. So transfer function is equal to the ratio of output S form by input S form. It is quite similar to our efficiency, that is equal to output divided by input. Then we need to know the basic controller system. So a controller is one in which we are going to compare the output values of the plant with the desired value, that is the reference input. So in the previous examples of a open loop type of a controller and the closed loop type of a controller, we have already been exposed to what is a reference input and what are the controlled variables. So determination of any deviation and production of a control signal or a manipulated signal will reduce the deviation to zero or minimizes the error. So as we have been knowing that error is one of the primary important input to the controller to make the system drive. So main aim of any controller is to minimize the error. Error cannot be made zero, but it can be brought it to near to zero, and error is one of the inputs which are going to drive the controllers. So some of the commonly used controllers are the on-off type of a controllers, proportional controllers, integral controllers, proportional integral controllers, commonly called as the PI controllers, and the proportional integral derivative controllers, or the famously known as PID type of controllers. So in the market we are quite familiar with these types of controllers. In one or the other forms these controllers are used in the. Let's study the first type of a controller, that is two position mode or on-off type of a controller. This controller mode has two possible, that is two output states, namely 0% or 100%, and the output is based on the error output. Till now we have known that for the controller to trigger, what is required is the input from the comparison element, that is the error output. So if the error output is 0%, then the controller is going to be in a off position, or it will be triggering no signal to the plant or process. If the error signal is greater than 0, then what will happen? The output is going to trigger the controller. So to make you convinced, let me take one example. So here we are having one reference variable, that is R of S. So the reference variable will be the set input to a given system or to a given room, and we have one feedback variable or the controlled output variable which is coming as a feedback. Then these two are going to be getting summed, and the difference in this one is going to come from the comparator as the error signal. So it is error signal. So the set variable or the reference variable, let us keep it as 25 degrees centigrade. So we'll keep the 25 degrees centigrade as the temperature of the water or the room. Okay, then we are going to measure the room temperature at present. So that feedback temperature what we are going to get is somewhat 22 degrees centigrade. So when we get this feedback 22 degrees centigrade and a reference variable which is set for the room to be, that is 25 degrees centigrade, then the comparison element is going to do the comparison. The comparison element will be finding out the error in these two variables. So the error is found out by R of S minus B of S, that is the net signal what we are going to get at the comparison. So that is R of S. Feedback is negative, so it is minus B of S. So what it will be? It will be 3 degrees centigrade. So this error signal is 3 degrees centigrade, which is greater than 0. So this error signal which is greater than 0 is going to be a input to the controller. So here we are having the controller. What is the controller here? The controller is just a switch, on off switch. So what this switch will be doing? The switch will be taking the input from the comparator, that is error, and it is going to give the command to the plant or a process. The plant or a process here is what? A heater. So it makes the heater to on or off. So when the error signal is greater than 0, then what is the signal given here is the signal is to switch on. The switch on the heater. So switch is made on, the heater is going to heat and the coil is going to elevate the room temperature. The temperature is going to rise. So if the temperature is rising, so if it rises more than 22 degrees centigrade, for example it is rising 24 degrees centigrade. So the 24 degrees centigrade is again measured by the measuring device, and it will be compared with the reference variable. So it is now it is 25 degrees centigrade minus 24 degrees centigrade, that is equal to 1 degree centigrade. Still the error is greater than 0. Switch is to be remained in a on condition only. So after certain duration of time, what will happen? The heater is going to add some more heat into the system. The system temperature is going to elevate and the temperature is going to go to 26 degrees centigrade. When it reaches to 26 degrees centigrade, what will happen? The feedback is going to measure the temperature and the comparison element again it is going to compare. Now the temperature will be 25 degrees centigrade minus 26 degrees centigrade. Then the error signal will be less than 0. So error signal will be less than 0 means the controller has to change its position. So as I have told, it is 2 position or it is a on-off type of a controller. The new position for this one will be given as a off the heater. So heater will be off. So until what the heater will be off? Until the temperature drops down from 26 degrees centigrade. So heater will be in off condition. So what will happen if the error is greater than 0, then the system is going to give 100% output. If the error is less than 0, then the system is going to changing its position from 100% to 0%. So here the controller output is dependent on the error. So means error decreases the critical value. If error is less than 0, the output is 0%. If error is greater than 0, means the output is 100%. So this type of a controller are mostly the one of the simplest and the easiest mode of controlling of any devices, and it is the cheapest controller which is available in the market. So most of the normally the electrical switches are been using this type of controllers. So in the next class we are going to study about the next different types of a controller, that is a proportional, integral, differential type of a controllers. Okay. Thank you.